Why I think Jesus may not have existed. As a Christian, or even as a non-Christian, being exposed to the spectacle of the Christmas holidays, do all the weird little contradictions throw you for a loop, or even make you go, huh? Here are 5 reasons why I think Jesus may not have existed. Number 1, have you ever seen early Christian art? They started with this. It's a fish drawn in sand, so that Christians, being all secret and stuff, could each draw an arc in the sand when they bump into each other on the street. Then, in their early catacombs, where they buried their important Christian families, they tried other symbols, like an anchor. I guess it was like an early crucifix. Some even tried using a peacock as a symbol. That didn't really take off. Or did it? My point here is that they didn't even try to depict their namesake in those early days. When they did get around to depicting Jesus, he was always shown as youthful. Plump little boy with tight curly hair atop his head, not at all like the Jesus we see today. Also, he had a very feminine form. It wasn't until much later, when Mary was added into the art, that they separated the traditional maleness into Jesus and all the femaleness into Mary. Number 2, the Bible itself is oddly bereft of any physical description of Jesus. We have no idea what he looked like in a textual description. And why are the Gospels so contradictory on the nativity? Matthew and Luke are the only Gospels that narrate the events of Jesus' birth. In both Mark and John, Jesus makes his first appearance as an adult. Most of the events mentioned in Matthew are absent from Luke, and the other way around in Luke's Gospel. So, what's going on with these differing accounts? Could it be that after the dust settled, like years later, followers of Jesus began constructing the birth story? That even the genealogies of Luke and Matthew, which differ by the way, are mere fabrications? They're just made up? Jonathan M.S. Pierce wrote, December 2016, in reality, the gospel writers in all probability had no great desire to fulfill historical accuracy. They had an agenda. These genealogies in the Bible, like much of the infancy narratives, involve using mechanisms to derive symbolic truth claims. Number 3, the Gnostics are another interesting group because they were an early Christian sect that openly believed Jesus as myth or Jesus as symbolic. Gnostics denied that the supreme being came into flesh, quote unquote. Why would such an early Christian sect not believe in a physical Jesus? These folks were among the first Christian sects and had formed their beliefs in the 1st century, just a few decades after Jesus had supposedly been crucified and resurrected. That's awfully weird for these early Christians to have doubt when over 2,000 years later we're so seemingly solid on these sketchy beginnings. Number 4, Constantine is another one to look at in this ever-evolving Jesus creation story. Constantine lived in the 4th century. He was Roman emperor. He converted to Christianity in the year 312. So if he could convert to Christianity, he felt that everyone should do it. That led to the Nicene Creed. This was basically a statement of correct belief. Constantine was simply trying to get everyone thinking the exact same thing. It's on this point that I find Christianity has, even to this day, issues with diversity. They tend not to like anything that challenges their creed or falls ever so slightly outside the lines that they drew up, the lines that they think everyone should exist within. Don't go outside the lines. The Nicene Creed became the foundation of true Christian belief. I guess as opposed to all the fake Christian belief, like those beliefs of the Gnostics. Number 5. Have you ever seen the carvings on the walls at the ancient Egyptian temple at Luxor? They had 3 wise men. They had a sun god character who was of virgin birth. They have the child sitting on the mother's lap. They have these sun circles around the head. Nimbus or halo, anyone? Their character was also born on December 25th. Thousands of years before the New Testament was written? That seems awfully bizarre that all these supposed facts line up so well. Someone plagiarized.